Thank you for tuning in to Zim News Beat TV with Robert Tapfumani.
Sundrapfura mu mapepa nawo makabuda nyaya yekuti mukomatonderai vakanga vaenda kumataredzi mhosva asi kubuda kwakaita judgment hakuna kubuda kuri favorable kudivi ravo. Tavataka zvakare mukomatonderai tikadai waka regai tinonzwa kwavari kuti judgment yakanyatsouya ichiti chii uye way forward yakamira sei. Mukomatonderai makati zvinyi?
Ndiripo makasimba here mukoma Tapfumani?
Ini ndakasimba tototyira imimi.
Tiriko.
Handiti ka?
Handiti.
Tinotenda. Last week up kuna Thursday Friday uko judgment yakabuda makaiona?
Ndakaiona.
Yakati chi?
Judgment making my own assessment. Judgment inotoita
yakabuda ichiti chi muzati mai
assess. Alright. Yakabuda ichiti nigirigini nyaya inini ndakundikana panyaya yangu. Saka yakanyorwa zvinhu zvacho zvaiita kuti vatiwo jaji vatiwo nyaya iyi yakundikana. Saka zvakanyorwa zvacho pakuti nyaya yakundikana ndo zvandakanga ndichiasesa to see kuti way forward ndingaite sei, right. Munoona the legal system iri munomuka zvimwe zvinhu zvakaita kunge izvozvozvo kungoti handisi jaji, majaji ndivo vane maasesero avanoita, but pane kumwe kuasesa chinhu ka kwekuti zvinosvika pakuoneka kuti munoona kana kuri kubhora ka vakazosvika pekuti zvinezvi, that's why muchiona dzimwe nyika dzichizonzi mastandards azvo zvakati ari very far behind mastandards evamwe pavasvika. Handimazvona because kana kuri kubhora ka vakasvika pekuona kuti no, kana munhu ari referee, handiti ari kurefera between two clubs dziri kutamba, handiti saka kana uchirefura between two clubs dziri kutamba iwewe pamwe pacho ka you don't need to show that you are a participant in that refereeing system. Of course you can be a supporter of Manchester United as a referee, right, but Manchester United is playing against Barcelona. You don't need to say where a person from Manchester United has fouled a person of Barcelona in the penalty area. You dismiss that penalty to say there's no penalty. Where a person from Manchester United has been maybe there's no foul at all, but maybe has been in football they shake each other and then you point directly at the penalty spot to say that there's a penalty in order to make sure that Manchester United wins against Barcelona. You as a referee, this is the reason why in terms of football it has been studied and revised the system to say that no, you can go back to the television and watch again those things to say no, you have awarded a penalty but there's no penalty. You did not award a free kick but there's a free kick. You see, you have given these other guys a throw in, but it's not supposed to be their throw in, it's supposed to be this one's throw in, right? So that is the way we expect judges to behave. They behave like referees. But if you are a referee who obviously and openly indicate that you are taking a side, you are not in between, but we are actually taking a side to say, no, this one, we don't want to hear about this. This one, no, we don't want to hear about this. And this one, no, we don't want to. Then what else would be the evidence you want to see if you say everything is not eligible to be an evidence? So this is what I'm crying about. In fact, I've heard about it from some other sectors where people cry about the legal system in Zimbabwe. But now it has come to my side, and I've witnessed it. That, let me tell you that, like for an instance, she took the affidavits which were written by the Mugabe family to say that they are dismissed on the basis that those affidavits were written after the death of Robert Mugabe. So to me, it's a shock. It's really a shock to see a person who is supposed to be a referee taking a side, because even yourself, your brother can witness of your child whom you did outside your marriage, can witness after your death. He can never witness that child when you are still there, because you can still confirm your child on your own. And about myself, himself, the father himself, is the one who confirmed me. Like now, kutosvika kwamaita kuna sekuru vangu muchitaura navo, vakatofonerwa neCIO vachinzi tanga tasunga mukomana uyu concerning issue yekuti he is claiming that he is the son of Robert Mugabe, but now we have been ordered to release him. But instead we must communicate with you as the parents and wemwana iyeye, so that you make the way forward. Vakataura na baba na sekuru wangu, vakataura na baba kariga mombe. Now after his death, hama dzedze dzonyora ma-affidavits kuti tanga tichimuziva. Ando zvinoitwa here kuti munhu anonyora ma-affidavit, tanga tichimuziva, takanzwa nezvake. But then if you say ma-affidavit anga asingafane kunge akanyorwa after afa, what do you mean? Then what kind of a judge are you? Are you a referee or you are a player? You are taking a side. You are visibly showing that you do not want to see that person getting into his family. It's my family. Of course, it shows that maybe there's a benefit for you to do that. Everyone now, I've been receiving calls, international calls, because these programs that we do, they go all over. I've received calls from people from Canada. I've received calls from people from Australia. I've received calls from people from America and Britain. And they are saying it's very pathetic. The judgment from Zimbabwe. So what evidence do they want? What evidence do they want if the relatives... And you know, she claimed that the Registrar General's office is not allowed to register a child after the death of the father, so that's the reason why the name of the child was not put on the birth certificate. No, that's wrong. That is not what happened, and that is not what transpired, and that is not what the Registrar's Department does. Right? The Registrar's Department, when someone dies and he has got an outside child, right, the Registrar's Department requires the two witnesses from the mother's family, right, and the two witnesses from the father's family. Those witnesses must be 10 years older than that person, right? Once those witnesses come, and the witnesses must be from the family, directly from the family. So the witnesses who came like my older brother is the son of my father's young brother. So he's a direct family member. Then Laurentia is the daughter of my father's sister. So is a direct family member. But now the thing is, I had to wonder how the judge goes on to say, it's not allowed. That's why the birth certificate has got no father. Because the reason why my father was not put on the birth certificate, it is not because there was no witnesses. No. It is because the father died in Singapore. Even if the registrar general could be contacted, he will say things the way I'm talking right now. It is because the father died in Singapore. So his death certificate is the one that they required so that they can take some information from the death certificate. And they actually said, if we had the death certificate here with the witnesses who are there, and according to their constitution, they should have produced the birth certificate which bears my father's name.
Okay.
Right. But now, when they asked me to request for the death certificate, it was that is when I discovered that the estate has been distributed already. When I went to see Mr. Terence Hussein of Hussein Rancho and Company, who had moved from his official offices, which we knew in Arunde Office Park, I then had to call him. I have got his phone number. I had to call him, Mr. Hussein, this is the position, and now the death certificate is wanted. Then that's when that Mr. Hussein had to say, we have already distributed the... But Mr. Hussein told me that no, but there's no need for you to fight over this. I think the best way is for you to engage them and they engage you, and you do something for yourself as a family. And the best way is for you to see Leo Mugabe, who is the nephew. And I can safely say my nephew again. But you know, it happens. People have got different interests, personal interests, and these interests might not be the interest of the one who is dead. Leo Mugabe had to block me completely from talking about that issue. So that's when I decided to go the legal way. But the legal way is proving that here in Zimbabwe, I don't know, maybe these judges who maybe they don't have enough salaries or whatever, because it shows, you know, if you receive a form of payment, you should not show it openly that you have been paid to do a certain job, because surely she was a player in this situation. She indicated her side openly, and everything that was put as evidence, she had to make sure that she blocked everything in order to make sure that I must not go anywhere. But it's sad. It's sad to discover that, because imagine where Zimbabwe's legal system will be put in the world, considering matters of such nature. To see a judge saying that these witnesses from the family, they've witnessed after the death of a person. They are witnessing a child. who was born, and witnessing a child who was born is obviously done after a person is dead. As simple as that. And as a judge, you come to say, why should have they witnessed after his death? After all, you are saying, this person, his initial letter he wrote to the Master of High Court has been written on 2017, on the 19th of 2017, but it has been stamped on 2019. You have managed to notice a typical typing error which was done on typing. You managed to realize that this was typed in 2017, and you said, how did he knew that the father is going to die later? So he wrote this on 20, which was a typing error. Right. But you are coming back to say, why did these people write the affidavits after his death? So are you trying to say that the typing error which was done on typing the document to say that it was written on 19 December 2017, are you saying that is the correct thing? Why did she not say, this is the correct document because it was written before his death? Why is she now coming back to say the affidavits were done wrongly because they were done after his death, but the document which was wrongly typed as it was written, as if it was written in 2017, she's saying, why did you write this? It seems as if you wrote it before his death. It's pathetic. And at the same time, you find that if you look at the way she was putting across everything, she was brushing aside almost everything. There's nothing that she wanted to come close to reflecting the actual thing on the ground. She wanted to brush aside almost everything to make sure that there is nothing that will make sense to her, so that there is no challenge that will come about. So, are you because a judge? We are considering a judge. It's only the difference is that this one is a referee in the legal system, and a referee in the football system is different from a referee in the legal system. A referee in the legal system is said to be a judge. So we are now saying, you as a judge, you are a referee in the legal system. But if you are a referee in the legal system and you show that you are a participant, what do people say? Now almost everyone is calling to say that that judge has been paid. That Zimbabwe, it's full of corruption. Those people, how can they brush aside? You see someone trying to attempt to brush aside even the DNAs. DNA vakazoti no. Zvinoratidza kuti this person belongs to the family. But akatestwa nemuzukuru, saka we don't know now kuti kufamily kwacho ndekwe baba vemuzukuru here kana kuti ndekwe mai vemuzukuru, but he belonged to that family. That is what she indicated. But what surprises me is that if she's a person who is very much watchful, or maybe in her full assessment, like what she did on a document that I wrote initially, to realize that the date was supposed to be 19 December 2019 and it was written 19 December 2017. Then why did she not realize that the DNA test on that nephew, Muzuguri, akatestwa ma-X chromosomes. Hapana ma-Y chromosomes ake, because ma-Y chromosomes ake, they represent the blood of the father. Uyo akatestwa ma-X chromosomes which represent the blood of her mother. Izvozvo, as a judge who is fair, who is in actual assessment of everything, akatadza sei kuzviona iye akaona zvekuti date iro rakanyorwa 2017. Why did she fail to realize that apa pama-DNA test pakanyorwa kuti uyu akatestwa ma-X chromosomes, because X akatonyatsonyorwa, X ari kuoneka kuti pana X, pangu inini pakatonyorwa X, Y. Handi mazvona. Why did she not realize that kuti uyu akatestwa ma-X chromosomes? Because all of us, we cannot say some of us just studied law, vasina mbubvira vaenda kana kuform 4 kwavakaitawo science, and the science dzese wherever you go, izvozvi mwana ari form 4 handiti, go and ask that child kuti nai titaurirawo kuti blood ramai vako rinoratidzwa nechii, anongokutaura kuti ma-X chromosomes. Handiti, tiudzewo kuti blood rababa vako rinoratidzwa nechii, anongokutaura kuti ma-Y chromosomes. So what was needed from that muzukuru is the X chromosomes which represent the blood of her mother, because mother vake, amai vake ndo hanzvadzi yababa vangu, chete, as simple as that. And the reason why it was done that way, it is because paitotyirwa futi kunzi ndikaenda taive nemwana wabamunini aitofanira kutotestwa neni, but tikaenda naye pakatyirwa ndi ukatestwa futi nemwana wabamunini vanodzoka futi vobva kuti iye bamunini vacho vari kunzi ndo blood racho ndo baba veiyeyu, because it shows that the people are such kind of a people who can say that, who can simply say that. On top of that, kana ivo vataura pakuti right zviri kuratidza kuti this person belongs to the Mugabe family, handitika, like what she said, kuti zviri kuratidza kuti anoita belong to that family, handitika. Kana wataurawo kuti this person belongs to that family, then takutarisa kuti who was there in the liberation struggle from the Mugabe family. Uona kuti kwanga kunani mumwe besides iwo baba vacho, handiti, nemuzukuru wavo, muzukuru sikana futi for that matter, handiti, who else was there? Saka who is the father? Pane zvimwe zvekuti vanhu, plus I think chimwe chinenge chaakunetsa mulegal system yedu ndechekuti majaji aripo aka vamwe vacho they have never been to the liberation struggle, and they don't even know the complications that were there and the situations that were faced, and even whatever zvese zvatiri kutaura izvi, kana even kuona kuti the circumstance upon which a child can be born outside the family of a father who is a president, what implications or complications that child may face, havasi kuzvitarisa zvisezvozvo. Chavari kutarisa ndechoti what must we do to block this person because we must enjoy with this family. You know, I'm fighting against a rich family who have got money, and I'm fighting against a family which is highly rated in terms of in political terms. So it's either now all the people are saying it's either these people are elbowing the judges to make favors on their side because they are political stalwarts, you see, or they since they've got a lot of money, these judges, what else can they say? They would be paid, they will be just given money to say brush aside that but after all what she said, what is surprising me is that at the end of the day she's also coming back to say no, it shows that he belonged to that family, right? And at the same time she's coming back to say that no, this child is a person who was born outside the wedlock. How can you talk about outside the wedlock when you are saying he is not the child? You see. Then number 3, she also came back to say, what can he be given? He cannot be given anything because zvinhu zvese zvakatogovewa. Mari dzese nezvinhu zvakatodyiwa izvi. Saka kuti that person hanzi anouya padhuze kuti awane anything hazvibude. Saka tineta kuti what kind of judges do we have in Zimbabwe? I must speak freely. I must be able to even things that anyone in this country can witness. And Mwana, I was asked from by some other people, are you the one kamwana kari kumbobuda kana baba Mugabe kari paside chichi? And I had to tell them, that's my girl child. Atotori muskana. Haastori mukomana waya. Mwana wangu muskana, but it happened just a year before. I think when Baba died, that girl was almost 8 months or 9 months, somewhere there, old. You see. So, ndakangoita feeling kuti mwana wako, otherwise angozvarirwa kuti dzimwe nharo dziya dzimwe, because kuna vamwe vanhu vangori nenharo dzimwe dzeungonzi ndingonzi ndine nharo, you see. And this is what people like now. Problem that the judges themselves, they know kuti hapana zvandinovaita, ndingavaite sei. What can I do to them? I can't fight them. I can't say aiwa koizvise musina kuzvitasa, but ivo vega they must see how they are pulling down the legal system of Zimbabwe. Because imagine how it will be rated. Even yourself, muno receive my phone calls all over the world. Could no, we need to talk to that guy. No, we need to talk to that guy. And how is Zimbabwe going to be rated in terms of legal? Sure, munhu anga resist here zvinhu zviri pachena. Zvekuti zviri kunyatsooneka kuti aiwa izvi ma-affidavits were written. Iwo tanza aiwa rakanyorerwei after his death. When were you expecting those affidavits to be written?
Okay.
Handi zvinotongonyorwa kana munhu afa. Anganyore imi munganyore affidavit here yemwana wemunin'ina wenyu waakaita nemumwe mukadzi waasiri kugara naye. Mungainyore here affidavit izvozvi kuti ndanyora affidavit kuti munin'ina wangu when he is alive. Handi anongozvimirira panyaya dzake. Kungomutora naye munin'ina ndiwe here une mwana uyu handini. And that is what he did. The father himself, for me to go all the way and to be brave enough like what I am today, it is because he is the one who indicated and told the security system that he is my child. And what all these other people being, I don't know, kuti kubhadharwa here, kutya here, politics here, kunzi tikangokona chidai, I don't know. But I tell you what they are doing, they are suppressing a system of another family. They are suppressing the Mugabe family. Because they don't know. Because I myself, even if they say, but those affidavits are there. And the same people who witnessed are there. And the father, vakataura vega futi vari vapenyu kuti mwana wangu. Saka iwewo uyeresa judge wosvika hatidi kuzvinzwa. So that is such the legal system of Zimbabwe is going. You see. So zvinezvi handidi kukunyepera. Baba varipo, baba vamunangagwa. Inini hangu personally, ndisingazivo vamwe. Personally, ini vamunangagwa I give him so much respect, and I wish he would be there for a long time, if it is not forever, until his death. Why? Because baba vamunangagwa ndo isusu baba angu chaiyo chaiyo vachiripo vaitonditorao inini ndichienda patv kabisira kunuti because vakanga vasingadi. You see these people vakarwa hondo vakanga vasingatomboda kuti isusu vana vakazvarirwa kuhondo kwacho tibude pachena, but zvinhu izvozvozvo zvaive orchestrated by the leader himself, baba vamugabe. Vakanga vaitomeka sure kuti zvavharwa. Saka ininiwo handina mbubvira ndakadiwa kuti ndibude pachena. Chero pandaibudawo ndichitaura chero pamatv, pamanewspaper, ndaitobuda, but ndakaa ndichiitwa hidden. Hapana mbubvira, hapana pamunosvika imimi pakambonzi tonderai maeka, because they did not want traceability yekuti munhu ari kunzi maeka. Saka ndaishandiswawo mazita emadunhurirwa. Pamatv vaishandisa mazita emadunhurirwa, pamanewspaper vaishandiswa just like mazita avo ekuhondo aya ekunzi unonzi ndicomrade Rex Nhongo, but ivo vari ningirikini Solomon Mujuru, handimazvona. So this is the way I was treated, handiti pandakabudikira inini, handiti. But ukaona kuti chero pandaioneka pese vakawanda vaitoti ndiye ega here mwana akazvarirwa hondo, paizobuda mamwe mazita kuti kuna Lavumo Mataire ari kuHeraldhuku akazvarirwa futi kuhondo, kune mwana waJosiah Tungamirai, the late Josiah Tungamirai, the late Air Marshal, akazvarirwa futi kuhondo, potanga kunhongwa. So kune mwana wa the late Solomon Mujuru, musikana uyu anonzi anizviya vanenge vakutsvaga mazita manje vachinhonga vanhu pichana. But I want to tell you that until today pakapinda baba vamunangagwa vakataura kuti no, vana ava isusuka vana vedu, asi ivo pachavo vanotori mawo veterans. They must be vetted. Kana akangozvarirwako chete is a war veteran. Saka izvozvi ndakavetwa, kwete ndega, takawanda takavetwa, with the big thanks to baba vedu vamunangagwa. Then tika ezvino vamunangagwa vakatotipa mari dzekutoti muri vana vedu, but imi idyaiwo mari idzi. Such a thing never happened ningirikini baba vachiripo. Saka zvinhu izvozvozvo to inini like myself ndechitokumbirawo kuti vamunangagwa that the way children who were born from the liberation struggle should be judged. I think there is need for intervention. There is need for intervention. He needs to assist the judges and whoever is presiding over my issues. Evana vakadaro ivavo kuti no, those children are there, because it's not only myself. The only thing that is brought attention is because inini ndiri mwana wa the late leader va Mugabe, but vese the senior officials vanavo vana vakazvarwa kuhondo, vazhinji vacho vamwe vanotoshandisa mazita ana mai vavo. Kozoita vamwe vakatozotorwawo nevamwe. Ukaenda kwaNdangana, the late Ndangana, if you remember, ukaenda kwaNdangana kunotosvikawo kunotori nemwana ndokudza kuti ndakazokurira kwaNdangana, asi ini handizi mwana waNdangana wacho, and they are there. And but it's so sad. You know kuti you have been fighting an enemy, and fighting an enemy, and you have defeated that enemy. You go all the way from 1980 up to 2020 something, forgetting the same children that you gave birth in that same struggle. It's a sad story. And now today, the judges are now being used to make sure that they block such children from getting their benefits. I don't know.
Saka kutora kuti kesi yako kai ichashandiswa pamberapo nedzimwe mhuri dzakawanda kuti mwana anozouya kana kuti musi wafa baba handika chinji paanoya ndiri mwana
waningi
ayo kana anatonderai vakamboya chaura izvozvo ikadhisimiswa saka
handiti mazvona mai
hapana nyaya usi mwana
ende mukazvitarisa zvakuto zvekunzanzi mwana akazvarwa ari kuklema baba vake mukazvitarisa saka zvakutonyanya kushandiswa pandiri vana vaingoklema zvinhu kana achinzi mwana chete ende the justice system ka yandinoziva inini yaitongoti mwana ndaave considered ende handisi kuti inini ndiri kuda kuti ndinosvikobvuta zvinhu nditi sei kana kuti aiwa ndauye pano ndiite executor kana aiyo handiti inini I just need recognition and they do something about me. I know I have not been in the family and even they have benefited, but surely they can't do that. They really can't do that. As a family, kana iwo family yacho yaifana kunge ichitozivisa majaji acho kuti ano izvi zvinhu zvichiregai tiite takadai but kusadaro kutoreva kuti they are fighting hard to make sure that they block me, and that's the reason why these judges are considered all over to be paid. These people have been paid because surely you cannot throw away all the evidence, including some attempts to throw away the DNAs.
Pane munhu akandifonera ndobva akataura weird comment ndaitoti handikazona mukana ndoda kuzita sei ndikubvunza aiti tonde uyu ndomuziya ndakamboshanda paparenyatwa ende zviri chokwadi aiuya achiona Tete Bridget zvinoreva kuti mwana waTete Bridget. Ndakati ndipe umbowo unoratidza kuti mwana waTete Bridget haasi mwana wa the late Robert Mugabe. Akangotsika so saka ndoti mupa clarify because akati kuti chokwadi munhu ndomuziva aiuya paparenyatwa aida achita sei achienda kunoona Tete Bridget for 4 years dzavakagara, asi sekuona kwangu inini ndinoona kunge ndinototi mwana waBridget haasi mwana waYuda. Ndikati chiri paumbowo saka ndofunga chiri kuutsvaka saka ndoti mupa clarify
ipapo ndoda kuti ndipa jekesi right. Tete Bridget because ihanzvadzi yababa vangu inini zvechokwadi kubva mukaona munhu akuenda ivo Tete Bridget vacho vanga vasingaonekwe nemunhu asiri hama, vanga vasingatotenderwi, ende ukaendako usiri hama kunotori neperson anga ari in charge anotofonerwa achibvunzwa nzi pano pauya ningi especially kana usina zita rakanzi Mugabe. By that time I was using my mother's surname Tonderai Maeka. Vaitofona vobvunzwa pane munhu ari asi ndakagumisira ndakuzikanwa kunzi aiwa ukangoona pauya munhu akanzi Tonderai Maeka aiwa uyoyo anotenderwa because everything has been clarified kuti aiwa uyoyo anotenderwa kuvaona. And zveshuwawo ndaienda kuchipatara throughout 4 years time ndiriko kuchipatara ndichinovaona ndichita sese ndogara navo ndichandara navo ihanzvadzi yababa. Inini amai vangu havasi Tete Bridget. Tete Bridget ndosaka ndichivati Tete because is my father's sister. And mwana wangu uyewe musikana wewe anobva abvunzwa nevanhu kunzi kamwanako kakafanana naRobert Mugabe ako ndekapi ako kamusikana iko kaikai ndo kanotori nezita raTete Bridget, ndo kanonzi Bridget. Kanonzi Bridget iko kasikana iko kaikai ndo kandakatumidza zita raTete Bridget. Because ndakangoona kana chero even ukamuona mwana naivo Tete Bridget vacho they are not different. Saka ndakangoti asi nditete havasi amai vangu. ndo tete hanzvadzi yababa ndo and those people hatingava blame for thinking that way, because at least ka it shows kuti vanhu ka vari kuzvinzwisa kuti munhu uyu belongs to that family, because tete Bridget ihanzvadzi yababa vaMugabe, but I am not her child, and she is my aunt. My mother is Hilda Mayeka, ana baba vavo mataura navo ndo amai vakandizvara inini.
Mukomatonti judgment yabuda isiri favorable kwamuri. What's the best way forward for you? Plan yenyu iri kuti chi? What is the next move?
Ndekuti avanhu havasi kuda kuita open up with me kana kutombokwanisa kutaura neni, because munoziva zvinhu zvinoinvolva upfumi nemari. Some people vanenge vachingoti it's our benefit, ndezvedu, haiwe hatidi kunzwa, saka ndo zvavari. They always fight, but inini ka I should proceed and challenge the matter. Okay. I must proceed and challenge the judgment, since now at least on that judgment chero vaita brush aside every evidence, but they indicated that he belongs to the family. That's point number one. Then point number two, they indicated that a child born out of wedlock, they mentioned about that, which means that if you are talking about out of wedlock, it means that you are also accepting that he is the child, but the only reason why you don't want him close, it's because he is born out of wedlock, right? Then point number three, they mentioned that what can he be given when everything has been exhausted, so there's nothing he can be given. So all those bases are the reason why they had to brush aside every evidence that we had, including kuti vati hapana need yekuti tidzoke tiite condonation, tidzoke kureview, because it is because once they had to condone, it means that they had to also review. So they had to try by all means to block that condonation, which simply means that there will be no review of the estate. Yes. So I'm going to challenge the matter. I'm going to challenge the matter. I must reach the highest stage, so that what I want is to expose whoever that look at what these guys are capable of doing. And this, you cannot say, kana makanzwa kuti kune huku inonzi huku inodya mazai ayo, and kana kujobora tunhiyo twayo twazvara tuya tujobora twofa, and this is exactly the same scenario, because really a person who was born in the liberation struggle, and the judge who is appointed does not even consider assessing the circumstances upon these children were born. Anongouya ungototanga kungototonga kuti hatidi kunzwa nezvemunhu akadaro. Zvimwe zvacho ka ndo zvine zvakutaurwa nevamonzi, aiyo jaji uyu otherwise ka majaji ayafanika echikadzi ka, pamwe varume vacho vanenge vainewo vana kunze uku, saka anenge akutomeka sure kuti tikangodzimara tangoti uyu ndiye ka takutoita kuti vauyewo, saka hatidi handimazvona. So but it's very interesting that this is the first instance whereby you see a child being refused from his right by the law society.
Tuchitaza zveupenyu hwenyu mimi sevana vakazvarirwa kuhondo, pakaite urongwa hwekuti tinoona kasiti vataura kuti amaovhetsi afanira kupiwa land zvakadayana jibha nachimbwiro ngavavhetwe vapiwo, kunyanya land ndio chinhu chita chakakosha. Pane urongwa here wamuri kutaura nehurumende iripo zvekuti muwaniswawo land murime
zvechokwadi zvinhu izvozvo
mari dzamunoti munopiwa munosvika kwamba musisini
tinosvika tisina ichokwadi ningirikini zvinhu izvozvozvo zvinhu zvinenge zvichitaurwa nezvazvo munoziva zvinhu zvinotaurwa zvakasiyana nezvinoitwa practically asi kutaurwa nezvazvo zvinotaurwa kunzi no you guys you are entitled to 20% of the urban stands so that you get somewhere to stay pakanaka. You are entitled to 20% of the land yemaprasi ari muno mukawana pamawana mukauya mukati testawana as long as uriwe that's fine, but to say the truth so far nothing yet has come up kwatiri totongoti kwatiri tese sevana vakazvarukondo, but I think I shall make also efforts dzekuti besides myself, because ininika on my side ka nekwandave ndakwenda kuchallenge but ndakutotaura kuti I'm a loser. Nyangwe zvinhu zvangu zviri pachena zvichioneka I'm a loser because the judiciary system here in Zimbabwe inewo maitiro ayo ainonge ichiitawo kumeka sure kuti they work in cahoots so that they suppress any such evidence, but I shall make sure kuti you should be able to talk to some other guys who were born in the liberation struggle besides myself, because like I said before, in the Association of Children Born in the Liberation Struggle, I'm the National Political Commissariat, right? But there's the chairman, Comrade Zwinavash, Tapera Zwinavash is the national chairman. Is the son of Comrade Zwinavash, whose liberation name was Sheba Gava. But he is Vitalis Musumba Gava Zwinavash. The son is the national chairman. Then the national vice chairman is also Comrade Kangai, Freedom Kangai, the son of the late Comrade Kumbirai Kangai. Then we have the co-vice chair, again, who is a lady, is the child of Comrade Robson Manyika. The name is Farai Manyika. Then we have the Secretary General, Comrade Mambo Madimutsa, is the son of the late first Secretary of ZANU-PF, Secretary for Information and Publicity, Comrade Malakaya Madimutsa. Then and all the other members are there. We have also Comrade Tongo Gara's child from the liberation struggle. His name is Hondo Tongogara. We have Comrade Solomon Mjuru. The child is Comrade Maide Mjuru, is a lady. We have Comrade Josiah Tungamirai. The child is Thomas Tungamirai, was born in the liberation struggle. We have several children who were born in the liberation struggle, including those from the Ndangana family, including those from we have this lady Mufuti, Comrade Mufuti, Donald Mufuti. If you may remember Comrade Mufuti, the child is also part of the. She is the Secretary for Information and Publicity. Comrade Mufuti is a lady. We have several of them. Yes.
My challenges, I mean, especially paku recognize kuti mwana wedu tozoenda pa 2 nyaya dzemaestate. Ndiwo here pa same challenges ari kufesa some of your members. Kana kuti zvevamwe it's smooth.
we have the same challenges. My challenge is a little bit better because at least I went to school. Because some of us who were born in the liberation struggle never did the ordinary level.
Okay.
Yes, so it's a sad situation, and I just don't know why they attempt and why they always try to push us aside. But it's a sad situation. Most children, yes, we have children whose parents who stayed with their parents. Their situation is a little bit different. The challenges were different and were better, but the largest number they are crying. Some of them are in a situation in which he or she was born from another mother, and the mother who is in charge is refusing to accommodate the child towards the estate of the father. So such situations are there, even though that child, because some who are facing a situation of that matter, they've actually been staying with the father and the mother. They've actually been staying with the father and the stepmother, but after the death of the father, the stepmother stamps authority to say that you cannot benefit anything from here. Yes, so I think there's need for interference in terms of the way the war veterans are treated, to say no, when a war veteran is parking his or her car, he must park for free. He is coming to the toll gate, must not pay. When a war veteran and something of that nature, mapras and whatnot, I think, and also in terms of judgment, especially the legal fraternity, it's supposed to be informed. No, these children have got a situation of this nature. So try to be moderate, because it is not wise, or it is not advisable for us to begin standing once again to make some rise ups once again over our parents. So the white men will say, what are these people doing? If I tell you that there's another child akazotorwa nemagerman akatochengetwa and mazona, what are these parents doing? They only it would seem as if they fought just to enrich themselves, not to benefit. You can't tell me that you will forget to benefit the child that you gave birth to in the same war that you were fighting. The child who could not even run away. That is what Baba Mnangagwa said. No, you are all veterans, because by the time you were born, imimi why trukuti murima all veterans child. It's because isu taitove nani, because taito kwanisa kutiza. But yourselves, vamwe venyu vakangopararira ipapo, you could not run away. So it's lucky that you are alive. And something surely must be done about yourselves. Then someone comes in, because he's a judge, went to school after independence maybe, and comes in to say, we don't want to hear you talking about this. So where are we going as a nation? We are going nowhere. And what legacy then should we be talking about? Is there any legacy? Is there any legacy if you see me starting a rise up to say that Tonderai Gabriel Mugabe is now rising up against his fathers, to say that no, everything that they were doing, it's a whole year of fire on us? It does not make sense. Because we are thinking that since the country was fought for and independence came about, these people who are now judges, whoever whatever, in whichever system, even at the universities, ourselves should be accommodated. Because they should be told that these children face these challenges. They must come and receive education. Both of them, because if you are born in the liberation struggle, it means it's the mother who carried you in her womb. It means that she was in the liberation struggle. And then who is the father? It's the father who is there in the liberation struggle again. So both the parents were there. And now you begin to suffer. You are continuously you are continuously crying and crying and crying and crying. It does not make sense. And those are the loopholes that even the enemies make use of. They will just say, we are prepared to, as long as you attack those guys. And then what will you do? You start rising up to say, no, this child, that's when you start saying, simwana wacho, because murikumona manje, but why should you go that far?
Pane mubvunzo waibvunzwa nevanhu pamacomments. Handizivi kuti vakazviona sei. Vamwe vari kuti hanzi why now? And the piece of Bongo.
Those are kuti I was there, but the system yatukutaura handi murikuona izvozvizvi handa kuudzai vana vakazvarwa kuhondo handa kuudzai kuti kwese ana zvinavasha ana tongogara nani they are there, right? Those people vanenge vachibvunza kuti why now, they should ask kuti imimi pamuchatanga kuburitsa vamwe vana vakazvarwa kuhondo vachibuda besides myself handitika vachitaurawo handitika. They must ask the same children kuti imi makuya ezvinezvi sei manga muri kupi pesa apa. Inga ndataura kudhara ndikati the system that was there was suppressive, it never wanted us the children. Inini kutobuda pamativi ivo vacho vari kuti why now ka, it's because munhu iye haana mbvira akandiona ndichitobudawo but kana kuti akandiona but haasi kuziva kuti ndini the person ndichitobudawo patv ndichitotaura because handina kunge ndichidedzwa zita raamai vangu rekuti tonderai maeka kana kunzi tonderai Mugabe, handini mazona. Saka it's the same nekuti munhu anogona kubvunza uya akanga achinzi Rex Nongoya ndiye here wamuri kuti Solomon Mujuru, handini mazona. But I was there from way back ndichitobudawo pamaprograms handaitoburitswa. It was all those programs were facilitated from the Mugabe family, especially from my father using his sister Bridget.
That's
true.
So it's not unique now.
That's true. Azvishamise kunzi munhu avo, but as for myself kandakatogara ndiriko plus ezvinezvi ndikuda kuti ipapapa I must make you talk to some vamwe vana vatiri kutaura vakawanda vakazvarwa kuhondo vabude vachionekwa vachitaura kuti zvakati handitika, so that the same people vanenge vachibvunzwa kuti where have you been, such a silly question, because that question, it's a very silly question. It's a question that comes from a jealous person who does not want another person to succeed. Saka anda ubvunza zvinhu zvekuti zvoitwa kunge zvinoshamisa kunzanzi where have you been. Iye chero vana baba vari mudzimba mumaraini vasina kumbobvira vakatonga nyika vakafa akuuye mwana here achiti ani ndini ndeka ndiri mwana webaba. Saka zvashamisa nokuti zvaitika kwaMugabe.
And futi now tingati hazvina kutanga kubuda now zvakubuda because maenda kumacourts. Case kamwena kucourt, it becomes a public.
It becomes
public information. Journalists have access to that. Kana kutotora nyaya ita se kune munhu ari kuzvi mwana waMugabe. It's an interesting story.
It's an interesting
story.
But
makaitanga kuti
but I see now.
Ngaende kucourt muchigadzisa at family level. Kaenda kucourt nekuti panga paita.
That's why muri kuona kuti kana sero sekuru wangu wataura kuti vekwakarigamombe vakauya kwavachivaona handitika ende kuti vekwakarigamombe vachivauye vachiona sekuru wangu vakatofonerwawo futi from the CIO. ivo sekuru vangu futi vakafonerwa futi from the CIO kureva kuti inyaya yakagara itoriko. Ivo baba vacho ndo vakatoinforma his security system, because tinoti his security system because he was in charge, he was the leader of the country. Saka munhu ka haakwanise kubvunza such a silly question to say that where have you been, where have you been, because that's being silly. It shows some amount of jealousy and even munoziva shona tinoti godo.
What is your last message to the Mugabe family now that legally it has come out the other way? It has been ruled the other way.
Chiripo inini message yangu to the Mugabe family ndechekuti no matter what judgment harisi riro ropa. Judgment, it's not blood. Judgment chin bepa chiri kunyorwa neumwe munhu ane his or her own opinion, because those are opinions from a person who is said to have gone to school to study law and maybe appointed as a judge, and that person has got an opinion, and that opinion might be against another person. So the fact that a judge has gone against me does not mean that I'm not a Robert Mugabe's son. I still remain a Robert Mugabe's son, because what drives me, it's the blood. This is not a paper which is in my veins. It's not a paper or a document that the judge wrote. The judge wrote a document on a paper, but that document is not anything inside my blood. That document is just a piece of paper. And to some extent, especially when a person tries to show that he or she is outrightly a player in that judgment, I say it's a piece of trash.
And all right, on a lighter note, if you are to die and meet Robert Mugabe, either in heaven or in hell, what will you say to him?
He remains my father. I've got no bad feelings against my father. And what happened, myself personally, I understand his situation as a leader, because like right now, we are trying to say a child who was born in the liberation struggle is now coming to say Baba Mnangagwa is my father. Right. It depends with the way he treats the issue, but still that does not mean the child is wrong or the father is wrong, because my position if you are born outside wedlock here of a leader of that caliber, pane mathreats anenge aripo ekuti zvinhu izvozvo mumwe munhu anogona kubvunzwa kuti haasi asina kuzodai, haasi asina kuzodai, because munhu iye haasi in my shoes, saka haatozive kuti it's not easy. It's not as easy as cutting margarine with a hot knife. It's a difficult scenario. It was not even easy to go. He did not been Tete Bridget kuti vakwanise kusvika neni futi padhuze nawo. Ndaisambofa ndakasvika futi padhuze nawo. And otherwise pandaitozobatwa pamwe because vanenge vasina mbvera vandiona vaitogona kusato witnessa kuti mwana ndewangu. And it was going to be hell for me. But now, if I die like you said and meet him in heaven or meet him in hell, and I will just shake hands with him, but tell him that remember you left some greedy guys down there. That is what I will tell you.
Mkubwa 20. Ayo, ndafara kutaura nini. Ndisana tika on letter note. Alima ndiseka. Ndiseka. Ayo, Mkubwa 20 ndafara nekutaura nini. Kune vamwe who might want to help you. Zvida kuti kana uchida kuti yatite project kana kuti tite zvakati zvinovandudza upenyu hwenyu. Are you prepared to meet those guys if they are genuinely?
inini I'm an open person. I like business venturing. It's a good thing, and I think you can testify kuti even vanhu vandiri kurwisana navava vanhu vekuti it's not easy. Ukatoona munhu anokwanisa kutoita mhasuru inenge senge yandaita, this is a muscle which is more than Hauge organ which I have presented, because one, they are rich, two, their political muscle is too big. So if you see a person of my nature, it means that somewhere, somehow, I am a person who is vibrant in terms of business, because you can never talk of money where there's no business. So it means kuti zvinhu zvese zvandenge ndichiita ukandiona ndakapfeka kana sutu yandakapfeka handina kuipfeka mahara, because I will never there's no there's no Edgars or Barons which gave me this for free, but I had to buy this, which means that somewhere, somehow, I'm a capable person. The only thing is that opportunity is the only thing which I'm deprived. But they did been kuti whenever they've accepted me in time wotonyatsotaurana wotoita sei ndingadai ndakatosevha zvakawanda, because mukataura kuti madna how much they charged me, zvese zvemanotorial deeds chichi zvese nekufambisa. And chimwe chinhu chakanonotsawo futi ndechekuti remember kuti patime yakafa baba pakabva paita covid, saka maoffices aiva akavharwa chichi, saka all such things zvakatondikosta. Ndangadai izvozvi zvindiri munhu aripo, even kutaura nasekuru vangu vanokuudzai kuti mukomana uyu inini chaichai kana chero mukaona vanhu kuGlenview kwandakakurira kana iko kuno kuGlenora kuno kwasekuru vangu, unongonzwa kunzi this guy is the person wekuti akangoti achibva kuchikoro anga akutofamba nemota izvozvo kana sekuru vangu vanotestify. I'm an entrepreneur by birth. Ndotori munhu wekuti zvinhu kwete madhiri anonzi hanzi anodhirika aya anosungisa. I'm not part of such deals, but I'm a person anotoita zvinhu zvokuti zvinofana kundipa mari asi zviri open zvisina ngirini. Saka I'm very much interested nevanhu vanenge vakadaro vanoda kundibatsira. Kana achida kundibatsira uya kuno tiite zvakati uya kuno tide. I'm quite happy for such people, because what I'm interested in kusimudzirawo futi zita rababa vangu. Zvangufanana kuti kana even kupolitics kwacho kungu judgment haireve kuti haireve kuti ivo kupolitics kana ndichiita zvinhu zvangu ikoko ndonzanza aiwa iwe wakanzi hausiriwe, because that judgment is just a piece of paper. It's not the blood that flows in me. So if I can get opportunities even politically, vachiona the need kuti no, let's uplift mwana uyu, they are very well, everyone is very welcome, as long as zvinhu zvaanenge aitaurawo neni zviri zvinhu zvisingandipinze munjodzi. That's okay with me.
There you heard it from Mukoma Tonderai Mugabe. And if you are watching this story for the first time, please go to our video section, news section. You will see there's part 1, part 2, and part 3 as well. And Mukoma Tonderai said he is an entrepreneur. For those that also wants to venture into business and partner him, he is open. Every story has a beginning. Every story has an ending. And for today, we say bye-bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Zim News Beat TV with Robert Tapfumani.